Hello and welcome to my book talk. Today we will be discussing memoirs. Have you ever heard the expression, you don't know someone till you walk a mile in their shoes? Memoirs are a great way to walk a mile in someone else's shoes. This genre gives readers a glimpse into the author's life. It is focused more on the writer's feelings and what is happening and experiences of the author than on the facts of an event. Memoirs are more personal than a biography. Today, we will focus on 3 memoirs that address what it means to be a black man in this world. The Other Wes Moore by Wes Moore, Invisible Man Got the Whole World Watching, A Young Man's Education by Michael Smith, Born a Crime by Trevor Noah. Each cover this tough topic in their own unique way. My hope is that one or all of these memoirs will speak to you the way they spoke to me. Our first memoir is The Other Wes Moore. The Other Wes Moore, One Name, Two Fates by Wes Moore, is the story of 2 boys living in Baltimore with similar histories and an identical name, Wes Moore. One of us is free and has experienced things that he never knew to dream about as a kid. The other will spend every day until his death behind bars for an armed robbery that left a police officer and a father of 5 dead. The chilling truth is that his story could have been mine. The tragedy is that my story could have been his. Our stories are obviously specific to our 2 lives, but I hope they will illuminate the crucial inflection points in every life. The sudden moments of decision where our paths diverge and our fates are sealed. It's unsettling to know how little separates each of us from another life altogether. Both men came from fatherless homes in poor neighborhoods surrounded by drugs and crime. One had a mother who sacrificed all to make sure her son was successful. The other had a mother who struggled with domestic violence and being able to provide for her family. What happened in their lives to put them on such different paths? Was it luck? Was there any one person or event that made one successful and one a failure? The Other Wes Moore shows how decisions can alter the paths of our lives, while Michael Smith's Invisible Man Got the Whole World Watching shows how many decisions that affect our lives are made before we are even born, and we must try to figure out how to forge our own path. Invisible Man Got the Whole World Watching by Michael Smith is a gripping mix of his own personal story and that of what is happening around him in the world. Smith uses experiences in his life to address the issues of homophobia, misogyny, domestic violence, survivor's guilt, and mental illness in the black community. How do you learn to become a black man? What shapes who you are? Music, television, sports, family? Or has society already created a social construct that black men must fight against to become more than just a black man? In an excerpt from his book, Smith says, "I'm a black boy who became a black man in America, and I got the chance to ask myself what that means. It's a process of self-creation in a society that has already defined you. It's resisting that definition because it denies your humanity. It's fighting to live long enough to recognize your own humanity. It's fighting for the freedom to define yourself on your own terms. It's learning that freedom comes with responsibility. It's learning to bend in the places where self-definition begins to deny others the freedom to define themselves. It's letting go of the old ideas that helped you survive and embracing new ones to help you and everyone around you thrive. It's recognizing that the process is never complete. It's knowing the fight won't be easy, but will be worth it. It's reminding yourself of that when it would be much easier to give up. It's wanting to give up every day. It's loving yourself enough not to. It's knowing there will always be more questions. It's realizing that the answer to How did you learn to be a black man will change. I'm 29 years old now, and I'm different than I was when I was 17. I created a self in response to the way the world shifted, when I thought I wasn't supposed to be here. I changed as the politics, culture, movements, symbols, and martyrs changed. Smith's Invisible Man takes a critical look at becoming a black man in America, while Trevor Noah's Born a Crime uses humor and personal essays to tell the tale of becoming a black man in South Africa. Trevor Noah is best known for being the host of The Daily Show on Comedy Central. In the show, he tackles heavy political and social issues happening in the world with humor and wit. In his memoir, Born a Crime, Noah describes what his life was like growing up in an apartheid-ravaged South Africa, where his very existence was a crime because Noah's mother was black and his father was white, and it was illegal for the two races to mix. Noah does an amazing job of using humor to tell some of his darkest stories, and he always emphasizes the love and determination of his mother. Through his essays, he shows how he and his mother are a team, and he loves to share his and his mother's same twisted, sarcastic sense of humor. Noah describes an incident with his mother at a grocery store when he was little. My mother was forever trying to rein me in. Over the years, her tactics grew more and more sophisticated. Where I had youth and energy on my side, she had cunning, and she figured out different ways to keep me in line. One Sunday, we were at the shop, and there was a big display of toffee apples, and I kept nagging her the whole way through the shop. Please, can I have a toffee apple? 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 Finally, once we had our groceries and my mom was heading to the front to pay, I had succeeded in wearing her down. Fine, she said. Go and get a toffee apple. I ran, got a toffee apple, came back, and put it on the counter at the checkout. Add this toffee apple, please, I said. The cashier looked at me skeptically. Wait your turn, boy. I'm still helping this lady. No, I said. She's buying this for me. My mother turned to me. Who's buying it for you? You're buying it for me. No, no. Why doesn't your mother buy it for you? What? My mother? You are my mother. I'm your mother? No, I'm not your mother. Where's your mother? I was confused. You're my mother. The cashier looked at her, looked back at me, looked at her again. She shrugged like, I have no idea what this kid's talking about. Then she looked at me like she had never seen me before in her life. Are you lost, little boy? Where's your mother? Yeah, the cashier said. Where's your mother? I pointed at my mother. She's my mother. What? She can't be your mother, boy. She's black. Can't you see? My mother shook her head. Poor little colored boy's lost his mother. What a shame. I panicked. Was I crazy? Is she not my mother? I started bawling. You're my mother. You're my mother. She's my mother. She's my mother. She shrugged again. So sad. I hope he finds his mother. The cashier nodded. She paid him, took our groceries, and walked out of the shop. I dropped the toffee apple, ran out behind her in tears, and caught up to her at the car. She turned around, laughing hysterically, like she'd really got me good. Why are you crying? She asked. Because you said you weren't my mother. Why did you say that you weren't my mother? Because you wouldn't shut up about that toffee apple. Now get in the car and let's go. Born a Crime by Trevor Noah masterfully weaves humor, wit, and political commentary about the apartheid in South Africa, while paying tribute to his loving, devoted mother. Memoirs give us the perfect chance to walk a mile in someone else's shoes. The Other Wes Moore by Wes Moore, Invisible Man, Got the Whole World Watching, A Young Black Man's Education by Michael Smith, and Born a Crime by Trevor Noah are the perfect choices to experience memoirs that are funny, touching, and edgy.